Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Neetu here.
And Igor, what's up? I am today on Nitu's channel.
Yes, so today we are going to be talking about why you should know the actual difference between a mortgage broker and a bank and why you should be going with a mortgage broker.
that's a twist. Yes. So, guys, I have lots of clients coming over to me, and they're asking me same question. They're saying, "I was not born in the United States or Canada. I come from a different country, and we always go to the bank to get the money." So they're saying, when we are come to Canada, first thing we do is go to the bank and ask them for the mortgage, and they do not know existence of mortgage brokers. So the biggest questions that they have is, what's the difference between bank and mortgage broker, and why should you, let's say, go with mortgage broker or a bank? So I would ask Neetu a question. What's the difference?
The main difference is, let's put in simple terms. The bank would have a standard loan that can only cater to certain people. Let's say even if you're the easiest case, you have good credit history, good employment, you have all the pay stubs, you are paying your tax on time, and you can prove everything, even still the bank will offer you not a competitive rate in the market because you're just one client. But at the same time, us as mortgage brokers, we work with all types of banks. So we work with the same bank that you go and inquire for the rates, and we get better rates for us because we bring in more volumes to the same bank than you just going and asking the bank the same question. So it's not only about the easiest scenario, but we cater our products to all people with all background, and no matter what their situation is, we've got a product for you.
Okay, Neetu. I'm going to ask you a stupid question, but I'm going to pretend like I don't know anything about real estate. But this is what people would ask me from what you just told me. Why can't, let's say, a bank do the same thing for me? Why, like, if I go to a bank, why can't they get me a loan with somebody else? Like, why?
So the banks have employees. They are called mortgage specialist or mobile mortgage brokers or whatever. So they, first of all, they don't have licensing. That's the one thing that they lacked, and banks, they hire their own employees according to their own regulations and rules that they have, and they do not need to have a license. But as mortgage brokers, we need to pass a licensing, we need to pass a course, we need to pass the licensing exam from the provincial regulators in Alberta, such as RICA. In Ontario it's different. So we have to pass that exam, and that's how we get a license. And because of that license, through our brokerage, we have access to all the banks. So it caters to A lenders, which is only those lenders who will give you a mortgage if you have good credit score, good employment, good down payment. And to B lenders, we work with B lenders because there are people who have some kind of background with their credit history. They might not have as good credit, or their self-employment. Most banks, they will not cater those kind of people. And even private lenders, which is C lenders. So if you have let's say no credit history, and if you are struggling to find any kind of lender that can approve you for a loan, you just have to check with the mortgage broker, and with a private lender you can just get your loan approved.
Okay, so yeah, I heard from one of my clients. By the way, guys, I'm a licensed realtor with the experience in Calgary, Alberta, and Neetu is a licensed
Mortgage broker here in Calgary, Alberta, with DLC Clear Trust.
Yeah, and that's just a disclosure, guys. I know about mortgages, but a little bit because I'm licensed in real estate. But I'm just asking the questions that I get asked a lot myself in real estate. So, are you saying, Neetu, for example, there are situations where the banks would send someone to a mortgage broker because they cannot get them a loan for their specific situations? Like, are you saying that the bank can say, sorry, we cannot help you but you can try with the mortgage broker.
Yes, definitely, because they know how urgent, you know, for the client is to buy a home. So they would recommend a mortgage broker, because usually banks will not say that. Banks would say that, oh, you have to work on so many things, you have to wait for another 2-3 years and then come back to us another 2-3 years, and maybe we could consider your situation. But at the same time, if you know, talk to a mortgage broker, you would not have to wait for 2 to 3 years, and you can find a solution in just 3 months.
Okay, another question. For example, if somebody took a loan with the certain bank in Canada, right? And they are coming to refinance. It's time to refinance, because we do it like every 2, 3, 5 years, whatever the mortgage term
Yes,
was,
at
right?
the end of the term, yes.
The end of term is coming. For example, if they want to go with the bank to do that, would they? So they like, if they come to a mortgage broker, can you get them with different lenders? Like, what's the biggest advantage that mortgage brokers have over one specific bank, let's say?
Your question is a little bit complicated.
Yeah, like, for example, what I'm trying to say is,
So are you asking for refinancing if banks are a easier option than other lenders, or?
no, for example, I'm an ordinary person who refinancing is coming, and I don't want to pull my credit history too much, because I was told that if you pull the credit history too many times, it can go down because of all the inquiries coming to from the credit bureau. So, for example, I don't want to run around. I don't have so much of time going from bank to bank. So, are you saying the mortgage I can come to a mortgage broker and you can check all the banks and different rates that they have? And get me and tell me what I can get with different banks?
Yes, so I just usually, when you pull the credit, it's not considered as a hard check, it's considered as a soft check. So your points, your credit scores are not going to go down as much as you think it would. Secondly, I just have to pull one report for your credit, rather than you going to different banks and different bank specialists pulling your credit couple of times. That might actually decrease your score. So I just have to pull one report, and I can actually shop with all the lenders with just that one report.
That's actually kind of good, because last time I went to my bank, and that's when I'm just going to be role playing right now, because that's what people tell me who come to me for real estate, because as a realtor, they come to me and they say, look, I'm afraid to go to a mortgage broker. I went to my bank, but they told me in such a way that if I go to a mortgage broker now, after going to them, my credit history would go bad. So I shouldn't go to anyone else. That's what the bank told me. Like, is that true?
No, I mean, if you go to canada.gc.ca, that's the website that the Canadian government has actually published, a lot of articles. So if you go and search for just mortgages or how to get approved, even there in their website, they say to ask more questions, because this is supposed to be the biggest purchase of your life. You have to ask more questions, you have to shop around, you have to know what exactly are you getting in. This is a contract that's going to be for 25 years of your life. So it's not like you're going to the shop and buying candies. You're actually making the biggest purchase of your life. So I don't really think that it's a good way for banks to say that, don't ask for people. You have to ask.
What you're explaining to me right now, Nito, what I'm starting to understand a little bit is that because the banks are not licensed, so the employees there, they have different levels of training and experience in the field. They don't have to pass the licensing exams or anything, right? That's what I understand. So from what I'm understanding from you, and correct me if I'm wrong, you can get more qualified advice with somebody who is a licensed mortgage broker versus who just got hired and just got transferred from financial advising to do some mortgages in a bank?
Yes, so banks, they have different products, right? So they have your checking account. So the person might be a teller before who was doing a checking and savings account or just a regular transaction. And then probably he wanted to pursue different aspect of his career. So he went into mortgages. So he or she went into mortgages. So you don't really actually have to have a license there. So you're right, banks, people like the people from the bank, they might not be, they might not have so much knowledge, they might not have so much expertise as we have as mortgage brokers, because we actually have to pass an exam. And also for mortgage brokers, I would say that it is like you going to a builder and saying that this is the customized solution, or this is the kind of house with so many bedrooms that I would like to buy, and this is my budget. And the mortgage broker is going to be willing to be working with you. But at the same time, if you go to a bank, the bank would say that no, you either have to choose A, B, or C. There's no other products we have.
Okay, yeah, because it looks like they might just not have that product.
Yes.
And some other bank or some different lender, what you said, could have that product.
Yes.
So that's So basically, what my takeaway from this is the bank. What I understand, once again, you can correct me if I'm wrong, is the banks are certain institutions that have employees and certain products and certain rules on how they establish those products, right? So they don't have access to see all the different banks, and they only have to act in their own certain bank's interest. Another question, actually, before I do the takeaway, a big question people ask me again.
Yes.
Maybe stupid again. I want to get a mortgage broker, and for example, how do I pay the mortgage broker?
Oh, you don't have to pay anything to a mortgage broker. So same thing with the banks. You don't have to pay the bank's broker or the bank's mobile specialist, because once that loan is passed, the bank is going to pay the specialist. Same thing with mortgage brokers. Once we pass the loan, or your loan gets approved and accepted, and you have a commitment letter, that particular lender is going to pay us, the mortgage brokers.
Oh, so it's almost like finder's fees, yeah? Thank you
Yes.
so much for bringing us a client for the
Yes.
mortgage. Oh, that's nice.
So it's
actually.
basically the same thing as realtors get.
Yeah, no,
So
realtors we get
realtor-
paid by the seller, but it's
Yeah.
even better because the bank pays you essentially.
Yes.
So what I understand is, first of all, you get if you go with the mortgage broker, you get somebody who is licensed, who can tailor find a different lender and their specific kind of loan with their specific kind of details for your situation. And if you're self-employed or you have low credit history or what not be, and the banks they said they cannot help you right now. So
And also tailored products. Tailored products. So, for example, we had a recent client of ours who wanted to take a mortgage and an improvement loan. So most banks don't have such products. So it's called the purchase plus improvement, and we actually got the loan approved for our client, and they're right now doing a renovation that was actually a duplex, and now converting that duplex into a fourplex.
That's awesome, actually.
So those are the products that banks will not have, and only the lenders that we work with have.
Well, that's actually. I think that really explains with it. So what I understand is, if you want a more comprehensive and more skillful approach for a specific situation, mortgage broker would be a better solution personally for me to go to than just going to one specific lender, because sometimes I feel like maybe like I could find a specific lender that works, but all the legwork, going to one bank, booking a 2-week appointment that might get rescheduled, have to take time off work, go there, sit in their office, and then find out that they don't have what I need, book another bank, pull the credit history again, and then find out that the person might not be able to tailor something for me. And so basically, for me, from what I understand is, it would save a lot of time, and most importantly, I don't have to pay for it.
Yes.
Okay, I think, guys, this is what I think it explains pretty well for me what the mortgage brokers are. from a general perspective, I know what mortgage brokers are myself, but I just decided to act like majority of my clients that come to me for real estate and ask me the same questions. Number one, they're afraid of the word mortgage broker. They're
No,
thinking,
because they think that, oh, it's just a person as compared to when you go to a bank. It's a bank. So you have more leverage to the bank. It's actually a wrong perception because banks have more products. They are not a specialized lender dealing just for mortgages. And we work like mortgage brokers, we work with lenders who deal with only mortgages, only in the mortgage industry. They don't have checking account, they don't have savings account. So you have more leverage to those kind of lenders because that's their industry, that's their profession, that's how they get paid, that's their bread and butter. But if you go to a bank, the banks will just you can open CBC Marketplace and search for so many videos on banks itself, but you cannot find a single video on a specific lender. So
yeah. I'm just worried that Nitu is going to feel cold here. But guys, today I'm on Nitu's channel, so don't forget to follow Nitu for more mortgage tips. And also, she's always leaving in the description. She's going to leave you all the contacts information and her brokerage and everything. And there is also an amazing calculator, and I highly recommend it. It's Nitu's calculator, but she would probably want to share it. But what I like about it the most is, for me, you can calculate what you can do mortgage calculator, and you can also pre-qualify yourself for a mortgage. So you can, without pulling the credit history, you can tentatively know approximately, roughly, like a very rough estimate of what you could probably purchase without
that also could
doing
be a
it.
close estimate of what you are, because you know what your debts are, you know what your expenses is, and you probably almost know what your credit score is. So it should be a closer estimate. So if you can do it all by yourself. But the only thing is that if you need an actual pre-approval written by, guaranteed by me, you have to contact me. I have to pull your credit history, check your credit score, and then give you 100% guaranteed, and you can also get a rate lock with me.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, guys, follow Nitu for more. It's her channel. I'm just a camera guy today. And if you need anything for real estate, you know where to find me. I hope Nitu is going to leave my comment in the description, my contacts as well. It's Igor VZX and Nitu
With DLC Clear Trust Mortgages.
See you next video.
See you. Bye.
Bye.